Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. I know you're all already like up and at 'em, ready to go, do Friday. And I'm excited to talk with you today. So we're gonna just take a minute or two so people can hop on, so that people can get their notification that there's a live training happening right now. As you pop on, say hi, wave, hello, hello Friday. I am excited to talk with you all today. I think this is something that I personally really feel passionate about in my business. I talk about it a lot with my teammates. So I get to talk about it with you today, and that is exciting. Exciting stuff. Hi everyone. Good morning. Hello Friday. It's Friday. Yep. Doing my own dance party in my office right now. All right, so my name is Tasia Verno. I have been a coach for, it'll be 6 years in August. And mentorship and pouring into the team is truly my favorite part of this whole side hustle, right? This whole gig is just being able to work with coaches and to train. So I'm excited that I get to do that with you today. And we're doing Follow-Up Friday because follow-ups are gold. Follow-ups are where you're going to make your actual sale. Follow-ups are where you are building trust. Follow-ups are something that you must be incorporating consistently in your invite game. Cool? All right. So let's talk about the actual process of follow-ups. I'm going to give you some strategies. I'm going to give you some things to think about. There's going to be a lot of great foundational, basic information about follow-ups, so maybe some things that you have heard before. However, I'm hoping that you take away a little something that maybe you haven't tried before, or maybe you haven't heard before. So this should be something that you're like, wow, I never even thought of that. I'm going to implement that into my business. All right, follow-ups. Here we go. I'm going to just sidebar for a second. I'm going to go rogue when it comes to follow-ups because there is a piece of follow-ups that must happen before a follow-up can actually happen. Okay? Did you follow that? All right. Tracking. Do you have a tracking system? I don't care what kind of system it is because, girl, I've been doing this 6 years and I still write stuff on paper. I still have Post-its. I still have highlighters. I have not graduated to the world of digital tracking yet. But it works for me, and that's what counts. So how are you tracking your conversations? How are you tracking your connections? Are you using Streak or maybe Asana? Or are you the girl who has a notebook and you have sections in your notebook where you have your first connection, then you have your follow-up, then you have that you've sent them a cart, then you have that you've placed them into a group. However you are tracking conversations is fine. The point is, follow-ups are not going to happen effectively if you are not tracking those connections. So if you're not doing it, you're starting today. Cool? All right, so tracking must happen. Now, let's get into the follow-up stuff. First, make sure that you have a point of connection, okay? Before you can actually do any kind of follow-up, you have to connect first. And there are a lot of good trainings about invites and connections, so go back to some of those and watch them, learn them about your initial connection. It has to be sort of that first hello, that first hey girl, that first opportunity for you to say thank you for liking my post, or commenting back when they comment on one of your posts, or maybe they have joined a free group, or maybe they answered a poll in your stories, or maybe they sent you a message. There has to be an initial connection first. Now, if it's you making that initial connection, perhaps you're sending out your invites and you're sending an invite to someone who you don't know very well, and you sent them a hey girl, you went to their page, you did a little, you looked at their page and who they're about, and you sent them a little note saying that you really love that they just went on vacation and how jealous you are and you can't wait to be able to vacation again. And you've made that initial connection. And what's great about Facebook Messenger or even your DMs and Instagram is that you can see the history of those messages. So you'll know when you go back to do your follow-ups that you have already had that initial connection, that initial hello. So make sure that you're doing that, and then make note in your tracking system when you did that initial connection. And if you want to go a step further, write down what you initially connected on. Vacationing, children, fashion, whatever it may be, that will help you keep the connection flowing, and it will help you keep that conversation genuine, okay? So the first thing that you need to make sure is happening is that initial connection. All right, so the next thing is wait time. And I get a lot of questions about this because it's like, Tasia, how long do I wait before I do the actual follow-up? How long is too long? I talked to this girl and I really want her to be on my team and I want to follow up with her like now. I get the excitement. And there is a point where you do need to wait. You do need to make the initial connection, right? You did that. And now you need to wait it out a little bit. You can tell both on Instagram and Facebook if the message has been read. So that's a good indicator. You can see when they read it. So maybe you sent the message on Monday, but they didn't get a chance to read it until Wednesday. So keep an eye on that. And then I always like to wait at least 24 hours, at least, okay? That's your smallest window. And then at most 2 weeks. After that, if I had sent a message about initial connection and it's been 2 weeks and they haven't responded yet, but they read it, I will check in. I'll be like, hey, I'm so glad that we were able to connect. I'm really looking forward to talking with you more. So just a brief follow-up from that initial connection. So pay attention to when you sent the message, pay attention to what you connected on and how long ago it was. So it is important that you are having a little bit of wait time, all right? And if we're always having that 10 in play, if you haven't listened to that training from Megan Blinka yet, please go back and listen. I believe it was our first week in the Olympics when she did that. She talked about the 10 in play. That means 10 conversations happening at all times. If you have that happening, then you shouldn't be chomping at the bit to follow up with people too soon because you're busy with other conversations. And if you allow people to live their lives, it gives them a little bit of respect that they have other things going on besides working out or making a healthy meal or connecting with you. And that really is part of the trust building process, is respecting that they are humans and that they do things in life, even if things have slowed down a little bit. So make sure that you are doing that wait time and being purposeful with it. All right. The big question, what do I say in my follow-ups? What do I say? You've made the initial connection. You've had the wait time. Now you need to do your actual follow-up. Now for me, I truly do like to do my follow-ups on Fridays. I wait until Fridays. I do things on Fridays. I have my wait time happening. And now it's Friday and it's time to follow up. And I'm going through those messages. I'm going through my tracker. Who needs to be followed up with today? And then I go back into our messages and I take a look at what we talked about. Did we actually get to the point where we talked about challenge groups? Did we only talk about our kids? Did we only talk about what kind of coffee we had this morning? What was our conversation about? And I need to be respectful of that. I need to make sure I use that conversation as part of my strategy, so that they know that I'm not just looking for the sale, but I'm looking to continue to connect with her, that person specifically, and in a genuine nature. So follow-ups can't just be a copy and paste. I know you want them to be, and maybe you already are. But it's better for your true relationship with these people that you're trying to get you to join you in a team or in a challenge group. If you want to have a true tribe, connect with them on a real level. All right, so you're looking at your messages, you are figuring out what your history of conversation is, and then you reconnect. You're You're going to use their name. So again, we're not just copying and pasting. You're going to use their name. Make sure you spell it right. For me, a girl whose name gets spelled wrong all the time. If somebody spells my name Tasha, not even reading the message. So make sure you spell their name right. And then refresh the conversation. Hey Tasia, I'm so glad that we got a chance to talk about our kids going back to school next year. Have you heard anything? Okay, you're reconnecting on what you just talked about. Make sure that you are asking a question. There has to be a reason for them to respond back to your follow-up. All right, so it can't just be, hey Tasia, checking in, hope you're doing well, period. That's not gonna always get you a response. Make sure you're asking a question. Remind them of your recommendation. So maybe you got to that point where you started talking about your groups, you started talking about what you offer, you started talking about all these exciting opportunities happening right now. Yay, you talked about it, but they didn't respond. So now you're following up. Hey, Tasia, I hope that you're doing well. Finally, it's summertime. Did you get a chance to get outside? I know that we talked about you joining my June challenge group. Have you been able to think about it? Okay, so remind them of your recommendation. Remind them why this group is so important. Why joining you would fit their needs. Why being part of this is incredible for their lifestyle, okay? So talk about the why. And then the last really important piece is creating that sense of urgency. It is now June 12th, all right? We're approaching halfway through the month. So creating that sense of urgency is really important. For me, I do that right off the bat with my follow-ups. I let them know that there are only 3 spots left in my group. I let them know that the discount is only $20 off through June. But that's not going to happen continuing through the summer because all I know is it's only happening through June. I make sure that they realize that if they do not commit now, that they may miss out. They might miss the boat. So that sense of urgency really helps. I mean, think about it. When you get an email from Abercrombie & Fitch, or you get an email from Lululemon or Athleta or whatever it is that you like to shop, and they tell you that the sale is ending tonight at midnight, who's shopping right now? I am. I'm shopping right now because I don't want to miss that sale. Of course, there's probably going to be another one tomorrow, but that sense of urgency really gets me excited and it makes me pay attention. So when you are following up, all of those need to be part of your follow-up, but they don't need to be 18 sentences long. Again, you don't want to send them a paragraph. Nobody's reading that. So let me give you an example because I did write out a typical sort of follow-up that I like to do. Here's what I got. Hi, Sarah. First, have to say, what a sweet photo from your camping trip. Are you going again this summer? Here's my question. And my reconnection with conversation. I hope you were able to think about joining my virtual gym this month. Do you have any questions? I only have 3 spots left, and I'm discounting enrollment by $20 for June only. Can we get you enrolled today? Sense of urgency, asking questions, reconnection, telling them why it's important, and being genuine about our conversation. Now that message was 4 sentences long and I got it all in there. And it was personal because I said, hi, Sarah. I talked to her based on our conversation, based on the recommendation that I was making her. And it didn't really take me that long. Now, if you're a girl who's like, oh, I got 85 follow-ups to do right now because I was an invite queen all week. Great, proud of you. So now what I want you to do is I want you to copy and paste the bones of this follow-up. Changing the name, hi Sarah, hi Jane, hi Melanie, hi Kate, whatever. Changing the reconnection, so what are you reconnecting on? And then the rest of it really could be the same for all 85 of those follow-ups that you're doing. So you can work smarter. Yes, I'll put my example follow-up in the comments when I'm all done. All right. The fourth thing that you need to do, and this might be something different than you have done in the past with your follow-ups. So I kind of laid that foundation for you. I gave you that basic information about follow-ups. Here's something different that maybe you're not doing yet, but you should. Number 4, after you send your follow-up message, go engage with that person's page immediately. Not 2 hours later, immediately. So I just sent Sarah that message. Now I'm going to go to Sarah's page and I'm going to take a look at what she's sharing. If there's something that I like, I'm going to like it. If there's something that I feel like commenting on, I'm going to comment on it genuinely. Maybe I'll go to Sarah's stories and watch her stories a little bit. Maybe I will scroll through and see what else she's offering, but I'm going to go engage with her page after sending my follow-up. Now, when she gets the follow-up message, she's also going to get some notifications that I am playing with her page. I'm checking it out. I'm liking things. I care about Sarah. And I think that really goes a long way. I think when people are getting messages, because you're probably getting them too, are kind of just inundated. We get a lot of messages of people trying to sell things and they're not genuine and they are just about product. And for us as coaches, we are not just about product. We do a whole lot more than anything that comes in a box. So it's important that you are sending the message, but that you're also connecting, doing that extra step, because that's how we roll as coaches. We have that extra step. We do that engagement piece. Okay. Last thing that I want to leave you with is, where am I doing follow-ups? How am I even getting to the point of follow-ups? Who am I following up with? It's not just the people you are DMing. There are other places where you may have an opportunity to follow up. And again, this might be in addition to some of that foundational knowledge that you already have on follow-ups. So the first place that you're doing your follow-ups, obviously, are in your DMs. Facebook, Instagram, wherever you have some private messaging happening, your follow-ups can be happening there as well. Track them. See how I looped that back to the beginning? Tracking. Also, emails. Are you sending out a weekly newsletter? You should be. Are you getting people responding to that? Are you giving them an opportunity to respond in the newsletter? Maybe a short Google form that they can click on and put some information into. You can follow up with that. So you're following up with messages and emails. The next place you can follow up with people is your stories. Who's watching your stories? When you watch your own stories, you can swipe up and you can see who's watching them. The people at the top of the list are the ones who are always watching your story. So I like to go to the bottom of my list and see who's new, who's watching for the first time. And I will follow up with them because they've already made a touch point. They've already shown you that they're interested. They've already shown you that they like you because they're watching you, doing you. So you can follow up from your stories. But you can also create opportunities within your stories for a follow-up, like posting a poll, posting a question sticker, posting one of those slide thingies to see how people feel about things. If people are engaging with that stuff in your stories, they're asking you to follow up with them. They are showing you, hey, Tasia, I think you're cool. I wanted to answer your poll. Follow up with me. Okay? So your stories are a great place for follow-ups. If you are creating a free opportunity, free group, free coach sneak peek, free launch group, an informational launch group, if you're creating some kind of free opportunity and it's a funnel for you, so people are joining it, they're getting that free information, you should be following up with those people, but not just once. So let's say you have a launch group and you have all that information about the launch group. So for example, we have MBF coming out in July, so just a few weeks from now. You're gonna have a launch group. It's gonna be free. You're gonna put all this information in. People are joining it for free. They're learning about MBF, and you follow up with them when MBF finally launches. You get them going, and then you forget your launch group, right? No, you don't forget your launch group. Those people are still there. Continue to follow up with them. Follow up with them about the program. Follow up with them the next month and see if maybe they want to join something else. You have this like group of newbies, this group of people who just are curious and have taken the step to join a free informational group. so you can continue to follow up with them there. If your challenge group is ending, so towards the end of a month, or perhaps you're doing a 3-week group, whenever your challenge group happens to end, you can follow up with those people and say, how'd you do? How were these past 30 days for you? What are your next steps? How can I help you continue with this momentum, continue to move forward? So your follow-up should be happening with current challengers when a challenge group ends. Now, in the same breath, halfway through a challenge group is when I do my best with follow-ups. And here's what I do. Challenge group is halfway through. So right now I'm kind of halfway through my June challenge group. And I'm going to follow up with my brand new challengers, those people who joined probably at the end of May, beginning of June. And I'm going to follow up with them. And I'm always connecting with them anyway, right? I'm always trying to see how they're doing in the group. But now I'm going to send them a specific follow-up about the group. Hey, Sarah, how's it going this week with the challenge group? I love that you're sharing your workouts. You're sharing your Shakeology. I love that you're logging that. I'd like to talk with you about how to get your Shakeology on a discount next month. What I like to do is I like to roll my customers that are in my challenge group, working through that challenge group right now, and I roll them into a coach opportunity for the next month. So that mid-challenge group follow-up, that mid-challenge group check-in can be key for points. It can be key for building some discount coaches and starting to groom some working coaches. You all know that your best working coaches were challengers first. So talk with those challengers midway through your challenge group, follow up with them, and maybe roll them over into a coach opportunity. So that's really 5 places that you can be doing follow-ups from. So it's not just in your DMs, that place where we automatically go to when we think about follow-ups, but it can also be in your stories. It can be in your free group opportunities, challenge group ending, or midway through a challenge group. All right? So that's a lot of information. Woo! I'm excited, pumped up. I don't even drink caffeine, I'm pumped up. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments and I will answer them when I get a chance. Again, I will drop in the comments that example follow-up that I talked about. If you do not have a follow-up system, today is the day you're going to start, right now. If you do not have a tracking system, today is the day you're going to start, right now. Because those 2 things are your gold. Those 2 things are going to be helping you make those sales. If you feel like you are inviting everybody and everybody is saying no, or everybody is ignoring you, or everybody is telling you that they're going to think about it, you need to do more follow-ups, because that is your chance to make the sale, get your points, make your goals happen this month, and really, really connect and create trust with these people. All right? You are welcome. Have a great rest of your Friday, and I'm excited to see what you guys do this weekend. Have a good one, guys. Bye.